Hello, my dear Taurus. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of August 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in the order of most liked video, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And the reading can go both ways, so if I tell you that you are feeling or acting in a certain way, it can be in the reverse, that the person you are dealing with is feeling and acting in that way. The energy is the same, it's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I used the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, illustrated by Will Worthington. So, my dear Taurus, I will start shuffling your cards. And when I open your deck here, I see the Wheel and the Fool. So interesting. The wheel is about, it's like a circle of life. It can be a lifetime or eons of lifetime, or the time it takes for Saturn to return to its home base. It's so many cycles upon cycles upon cycles. And the Fool is just starting a new cycle. They are going into a life, and he doesn't know what is going to happen to him here. He has his baggage with him, that's the karma, and the black dog. So it's like a beautiful willingness, but he don't really know what it is that he is supposed to do. He's just coming here and like, good day, and he doesn't really know what's going to happen and what kind of karma he's carrying with him. And he also holds the mistletoe here. So preparing for love, unconditional love, also being very positive towards the situation, maybe because we don't have the experience to know the difference, what the wheel will actually carry with it. But so it's like a new beginning. It's like starting something anew. It might be like a new chance also to do something in a totally new way. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the 10 of cups together with 10 the wheel. So it seems like this is a very positive circle for you that's starting new and fresh. It might be that you have stepped through something very difficult and stepped out on the other side. Maybe you have learned to love yourself. You have learned to see life in more positive vibrating colors. And maybe with the Fool has this energy, is like he doesn't mind so much what's going to happen because he's very resilient. So you can see he's stepping like right off a cliff. When you have that kind of mindset, your life becomes happy wherever you are and whatever life brings to you, because you are accepting whatever comes to you, and you kind of have inner peace. So this is very beautiful. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have also the Sun. The Sun is number 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The Magician. So your thoughts and your words become the house you live in. And if you have become like an enlightened soul, someone that's happy with whatever they get, you're also going to create a happy life. We can see this. This is a child that's naked and open and vulnerable, and with this posture, so sure of themselves and so open to life. So it's very beautiful card, and it's talking about your soul, also as the Fool, also talking about your soul going down in an incarnation, and here inside this incarnation becoming illuminated, going through an evolution and becoming enlightened. So it's about finally getting to know yourself and finding the strength within you, following your soul wherever it takes you. So it looks like a kind of a joyride. If we can be blissed like this, we are almost like a Buddha. We don't mind what happens. We take rain and sun with a smile. We are putting ourselves in a stage of inner peace every day. We choose to be happy. We choose to see things from the bright side. It doesn't mean that we don't see the truth. The Sun card here is about seeing the naked truth, but it's about not being upset by it, but just accepting it. I accept whatever is there. You accept, accept, accept. You can use this as a mantra if there's things that you have a hard time accepting. I accept that this is the circumstance, and you tell about the circumstance. I accept that I today doesn't feel inner peace, and I accept that I feel sad. I accept that this person didn't call, or I didn't get this job. I accept. And this is creating space for inner peace to come to you. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the Prince of Pentacles. So Prince of Pentacles is usually Taurus. It's about being the farmer with the seed, like the possibility to choose a project or a life mission, and then invest all you have in it, to be very willing to do the work, and also giving up your will to the divine will. So it looks very beautiful. So I call the 6 elements earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. So I want my dear Taurus to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so my dear Taurus, this is your reading. I'm just going to tune in to the time, August, and to you for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Taurus, this is your future there, and this is your now. September, second part of August, maybe the first part, and this is the past, so it might be July or the summer or your whole life sometimes. And here we have the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles is about it's the divine number of 3, the Holy Trinity, the web that keeps us all together. So we can say that it's cooperation, but that there's entities in this situation that has the capacity to cooperate on different levels. The cat can do their fair share, like encouraging this what's being made here, and these other might have opinions, but the only one that's able to actually do the carving is the person here. So we need to cooperate after our own capacity. Everyone can't contribute in the same way, and we also have in the mix also the divine. You might be working together with another person or another situation and the divine, and the divine has like a little bit advantage because they can see already where you're coming from and where you're going. You just see where you're coming from and where you're at now, but the future is kind of a blur. Sometimes we need to give up our will to those who have better understanding about the situation than do we. So sometimes we need to understand that, okay, I don't know why I'm supposed to do this, but I hear and I feel that I'm supposed to do this. So I just do it and hope for the best. So it's a little bit like this. And sometimes we can't really understand or see the whole meaning of it all, but we can have the willingness to do the best we can with whatever we have. And here we have the Star card. So this is the divine guiding you and maybe another person, 2 chalices here, through the river of life and your destiny, helping you fulfill what you were supposed to do in this lifetime. This is also Aquarius, and it's talking about soulmates and twin flames and spiritual missions, but also about hope. And sometimes we need to rely on faith and hope when we are in a certain situation. We don't know where we are going. We can just hope that we are going in the right direction. So this is a part of the act of being very positive, to just rely on life and trust that whatever comes is for the best. So it's a very sweet underlying to this reading. And this is your future. And here we have a Prince of Cups. So Prince of Cups might be like a reward for a work well done. Maybe someone is, maybe you are wishing for something or striving towards something and working so hard to get there, and you feel that this is your destiny, and then the coming helpful people into your life and giving you the different opportunities that you need to step on this soul mission of yours. So Prince of Cups might be a person. It can be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio person, or any sign, maybe coming with an offer to you of love, for example. But it's a prince, so it's not fully grown, so it can be someone just feeling like a tingling feeling of like, oh, I'm so interested in that person, I want to know more about them. They might not mean more than that. Or it can be like a person wants to maybe have some kind of collaboration with you with a project, but not seeing fully like what it is that they want to achieve with this. So it's not fully grown. It's kind of a suggestion or offering of some sort, and you can't like put all your trust to this and lean towards this, because it's just a prince. So it needs to maybe be two entities that's building something more mature together. Okay, so the Prince of Cups needs help usually to he can have the ignition of something, but he might not be able to pull it all off. A King of Cups would be able to, you know, really take care of you, but a Prince of Cups is themselves almost a child. And I'm meaning this metaphorically. It doesn't have, it can be a old woman or a really like big company, but this project itself, it has just, it's like a seed, it's an intention. It's like going after the Holy Grail, but not knowing exactly what the Holy Grail is. What is it that I want in this situation? So here in the past we have a Six of Swords. So these three entities, the Holy Trinity. In this case it's the Hermit and maybe the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine in the same boat together. So head and heart being union together to reach like a third thing, to reach spiritual growth or higher knowing or enlightenment. The Six of Swords is a card known for the card of getting to know yourself, what's in your heart, to also verbalize this for yourself when you finally can admit to what it is that you truly want, the biggest longing in your life, and admitting to this also with the fear of not being able to have this. When we admit to what we want, sometimes we have been able to hold our longing and maybe our anxiety and things in chest by not admitting to anything and just covering it up. No, I don't love that person. No, I don't want to be famous. No, I don't want to have this job. I can be satisfied with having this job. But when we admit to ourselves, no, I really want this person. I really want to be famous. This is like my life dream, or I want to have this career. I'm set on it. Then there's suddenly so much more on stake, but at least you're being real with yourself instead of trying to calm yourself down and not have so great expectations, and thereby living maybe a more peaceful life, but on the other hand maybe never being able to achieve those things you came here to do. So we can trade our inner peace sometimes for this realization. And here we have the World. So this is again talking about this mission of yours, like your highest path towards your highest destiny. You are walking on it, and you have just admit to it, like what it is that your heart's longing so much for. And this, what your heart is longing so much for, it's your life mission. Sometimes we can feel like we are fooling ourselves, or that we are like having hubris, okay? That we think that, oh, this is impossible, and we are so full of ourselves to think that this can happen. So we are diminishing ourselves and trying to be satisfied with whatever we have. So it's like if you don't have so much food, you don't want to dream about like a big table of a lot of foods, because this might create a craving inside of you. But here the divine wants this craving, because they want you to go after this, what you really want. So it's a time here has been to admit to what your life mission truly is, and to not be so anxious about admitting to this, because sometimes you can feel ridiculous, or why am I so in love with this person, or why do I want to be famous? It's stupid. But maybe you are supposed to be in love with this person because you and this person have something to teach each other, or you're supposed to be famous so you can be an influencer of some sort. It can be different things. And here we have the Lovers. So this is really passionate. And for many of you, it will be a soulmate relationship with these kind of cards. So, and it's a mission where you're working together with this other person and the divine. But it might be something also that you love to do, like something that's really like kicks you into this mood of being so exhilarated and yes, now it's going to happen. So this kind of feeling here with the Lovers. But it feels like someone is loving you dearly, and with the trees here, probably wants to, you know, really work together with you, and maybe you want to work together with them too. It's a very beautiful energy here of admitting to oneself what we truly love, and it's like a surrender also to do this. To admitting to this, and to admitting to maybe your own personality, what you can actually like contribute with, and decide that this is enough. You don't have to be more or less. You can be this exactly what you are. You don't have to reinvent yourself to get to where you want to go. And here we have the Nine of Swords. So this is the anxious part of this story, when we finally admit to what we want. And we let ourselves feel also the anticipation or the expectations. Then the anxiousness can come, the anxiety. We want it now. Okay, it should have been here yesterday. I can't live without it. So we are becoming like really agitated with this, and we are starting to maybe blame the divine and saying, why isn't it here already? If I'm supposed to be with this person and I love them so much, why ain't they here? So this is what we kind of try to avoid all along by not admitting to what we feel. But now we have admitted to what we feel, and we need to learn to deal with anxiety. So it's about longing, having this longing, and being able to hold this. It's like a fire hose of longing, and in the same time be happy with what you have. Okay, to not be like, or get any I want it now ideas. So try to find some kind of mantra that will still aim you towards your goal, but also make you find inner peace with yourself. So it can be, for example, if I'm supposed to be this president of this country, because this is what I'm longing for, I'm going to come there, and the divine is going to help me. And if not, I'm going to find another way and another goal for myself. And when I no longer feel like being this president, I will find another thing that will come for me instead. So you will, it's like you're aiming towards what you want, but you're always open for changes in the like what the divine tells you. Because now you might be aiming towards president, but then they are able to persuade this other person that really didn't want to go into stepping into being president, and then you don't have to. Being president is horrible. You age like 20 years in 4 years time, so it's not healthy. So you should be happy with like not having to do this, but as long as you're anxious about it and you want it and you long for it, it's still up, it's still on. Okay, and you're supposed to be open for it, but not so open that you need to have it now. So you need to try to find balance in these emotions, and usually it's very hard if we are not used to holding them, if we are not used to having them, because we have pushed them away, we have brushed them away, we didn't want to feel, we didn't want to admit to what we really wanted. But here we need to both admit to what we really want, be open for it happening, and yet not being like getting any I want it now ideas. Okay, so this is not easy. It's advanced, but you need to find some way to find inner peace, even though you know exactly what you want and you might not be able to get it. Okay, so we see here the world, the spirit is kind of having you on hold a little bit with the Two of Wands, power Dorjes, holding your energy in, holding it in. And also being able to start figuring out where you want to aim it. It might be a choice that needs to be made. And it's like the divine wants you to make a choice and decide upon something, one thing. Because it might be a little bit like this, Taurus, that you are wanting to go to, let's say, China. Okay. You want to go to China and to Peking, for example. You decide that you want to go there, but halfway over the ocean you decide, no, I don't want to go to China, I want to go to Italy, and the airplane needs to turn and go back to Italy, but then halfway to Italy you decide, no, Peking, I want to go to Peking, and you're going there, and then no, Rome. And you understand, this is very hard for the divine to help you get what you want if you can't decide upon anything or anyone. It might be one day you think, well, I love them so much, I can't give up on this person. Next day you're thinking, well, they never loved me, I need to give up on them. And the next day, well, I can't, I'm thinking about them all the time, so I can't give up on them. We are supposed to be. And then no. So you see, this will not make you get to your goal. So you need to be set on one thing and be having some kind of resilience to be able to hold that energy for an extended period of time without backing off. Decide upon what you want and don't wobble. Okay, so next card here is the Five of Wands. So this energy is increasing here because when you finally admit to what you wanted, and you started to wobble, like, well, I want this, but I can't tolerate anxiety, but I still want it, but I don't like to wait. I still want it, but I don't like to wait. And here it's not only Peking and Rome, it's like 3 other different cities that you want to visit. So this is when it gets really complicated. You give the divine 5 different orders. I want this, I want that. No, I have decided upon this instead, and this, and this, and this. So try to find some prayer or some mantra that is talking about this, what you want to achieve, and keep it with you, at least for, 3 to 6 months, at least, without changing it, without turning away from the road. If not, there comes like another ignition. Maybe you are asking for this wonderful job in this particular city, but then when you have asked for this in 3 months or 4 months time, and then it's coming another offer, similar job, similar amount of money, but in another city, you can go after that. It's fine, because the divine might know what's best for you. So they are giving you kind of what you wanted, but not exactly, because they can see ahead. So they are like the eagle, going over the clouds, be able to see all the way to the sun, also on a rainy day. And sometimes you can't do this, or you can't do this so much at all. So you need to trust also this what might be given to you, but not just accept anything. If you want to buy a house, for example, and there comes 5 different houses, then you need to choose with your heart. And it's the black chicken here. You don't know what it's going to, the consequences of your decision, but you're going to have to brave and decide anyway. Okay. And it's a gamble with time, because if we put a lot of intention into something and it's not going to pay off because we choose the wrong thing, then we will get kind of the black chicken. And that's the whole thing with the 9 of Swords. We decide upon something, and then we we are cruel with ourselves for choosing this. How could you decide upon this? This is stupid. You understand that this will never work. And then, so first you might also be angry with yourself for not making a choice in the first place, and then be angry at you for the choice that you made, and then be angry at you for not being able to sticking with the choice that you made because you got angry on yourself for making the choice in the first place. So it looks like self-tormentation from my point of view, Taurus. So either you want it or not. Decide upon what you want. Make a clear, such a clear picture as possible of what you want. Make a prayer to fit to this want you have and stick to it. 6 months, okay. Try for 6 months to want the same thing. And if something else shows up, wonderful. So that's just an addition. There's I saw this in a very funny cartoon once. It's not the film cartoon, but a drawn cartoon. It was a woman going up to a mountain and saying, I know I wished for this, for a strong man that could, really make my heart spin. He's so strong and masculine and everything. And then she, of course, got this person. But now she said, can I please add something to this wish of mine? Because now she wanted also him to be able to, pick up his socks and do the dishes and things like this. Things she didn't think about first. So you can always add to your list of what it is that you truly want in your life, and arrange this. So with more experience, you will know more where you want to go. And this can also, of course, be some kind of conflict in a relationship as well, where one person doesn't want to admit to themselves being scared, and they're showing up a cool facade, which ending up with lovers quarrel, because we are not brave enough to stand up for what we really want. And if a person says, first you might have, for example here, it might be two lovers coming back together, one finally admitting to that the soulmate connection is there, and they're falling into each other's arms. And then the person gets scared, because what if now they have got the things that they wanted most in life, and what if this person then will leave them, and they get scared and they get cold, and this is going to make the other person being insecure and feel that something is off, and they will start to quarrel. Usually when we get scared about something, we tend to create it in our lives, and that is also a little bit what I'm seeing here. So try to keep it together. Acknowledge your fear, acknowledge your longing, acknowledge everything. Don't try to brush anything underneath the carpet, but also try to stay rational with it. You have your feelings. You are not your feelings. You are your I. And the am is like your feelings, your thoughts, outside circumstances. It's not personal. It's not about you. Okay, it's mirroring you, but you can change it to whatever you want. So you just watch your feelings. You don't have to identify, oh, I'm such an anxious person. No, I have anxious feelings. Why do I have anxious feelings? Well, I'm triggering myself with a lot of negative thinking. The words and thoughts you have will create the house you live in. So it will create conflict inside of you or outside of you, outside in your life. And this is your future. And here we have the High Priestess. So this is you kind of finding better and better ways to talk with God, okay, to talk with the divine, finding better and better ways to tune into your intuition without making yourself crazy, admitting into what you want, what you feel and everything, but without the excessive thinking. So you're starting to maybe meditate a little bit more, also getting aware of what you're thinking, because thinking can be very destructive. If we think a lot of negative thoughts, we will put ourselves in a very fearful place where we have a lot of adrenaline, and we are waiting for the attack and the other shoe to drop. And here you kind of start to just let this pass through you. Okay, it's just there. You are the eye that watches what is. You don't identify with what coming through you. As little as you identify with the weather, the weather is there, but it's not you. It's just passing. It's ever changing weather, like your emotions, your thoughts. It's changing. It's the weather just. You don't have to identify with it. So you're detaching a little bit here from the nonsense inside your head that came because just you took this decision of what you truly wanted. So you created like a little bit of chaos inside of yourself and almost fell when trying to hold this fire hose of energy that you were supposed to aim towards what you want, not put in your face and kind of melt yourself if it was fire in this hose. Okay, so here you're learning to hold the hose, let the energy pass without like driving yourself crazy with it, with this strong energy at your disposal that you can use for create beautiful things or not so beautiful things. It's up to how you can hold this energy. Two, and the Lovers. So it's about couples also being able to hold. For example, every time here this person goes into a relationship, they become incredibly jealous. Okay, and therefore they create people that eventually think that it doesn't matter, I don't have to be faithful, I'm getting crap for this infidelity, either I'm faithful or not, so I can at least kiss this girl and revenge on this person always accusing me for being jealous. I will teach them about jealousy. Okay, and so we have created a cheater out of a person that wasn't a cheater from the beginning, but since we are tormenting them with accusing them of cheating, eventually they will become cheaters. So if we instead were able to hold the energy of jealousy and knowing that, okay, this means for me that I have a lot of fear of losing this person to another. And it also means that this person is incredibly precious to me. So I won't do anything to jeopardize that. I have my feeling. I feel I'm jealous, but I'm not going to let it destroy the relationship. As long as you don't find like crucial evidence on like, okay, so someone is sending you a film and your most beloved is kissing someone else. Okay, so that's the time maybe to get jealous or to have a talk about it, but not always. We can also tell our partner of our problems, like, I'm incredibly jealous, but if you can help me, I will be able to cope with it. So you can, for example, the person can call you extra time when they are getting to their friend's house and saying, now I'm here, so you don't have to worry. I just met with my friend here and we are going to do this. So it's a courtesy to a person that has a phobia, exactly as you wouldn't wear perfume if a person is allergic to perfume. So we can be very... we can ask people to take us in consideration, but we need to take responsibility for our own feelings. So I'm not saying that Taurus is jealous. It can be whatever, but I'm seeing traces of a person creating the worst fear in their life, but having the ability or the possibility or the like the occasion here now where you can master this energy and make it, like, digest it and aim it towards something better. I'm jealous, so it means I really love this person. So this person is utterly important for me. I have put them instead of, like, they are the most important thing in my life. I have put them instead of my self-love, maybe. So also I need to work more on loving myself, and so I won't die if this person leaves me. Maybe it's about also you becoming more self-sufficient, because the High Priestess is very, very self-sufficient. And here we have a Six of Pentacles. So this is people helping each other. You find out what you really, really want. And to find this out was your worst nightmare. But if you can share it with 666, the people that truly loves you, and they can help you. You can balance this up. Probably the other person is super scared for something else, having a jealous partner, for example, and you need to take that into consideration. Usually we have the wounds on the exact right place to really hurt the other person with our wounds, and they are hurting us with their wounds. So it's beautifully made, so we will be as hysterical as possible. But with the Six of Pentacles, it's about creating balance, that both persons are staying on the same page, admitting to their fears, but also taking responsibility. So it's about creating like comradeship, like being good comrades, taking really good care of each other, being the person that, you know, you want something good for this other person. You rather want them to be happy than to be with incredible jealous variation of you. One side of you is not that jealous, but another side, if you let it forward, is extremely jealous, but you don't want to weigh your partner with that. You still need to tell them though, but in a way that where you take responsibility and they can help if they want. So this is very beautiful. It's self-sufficient, taking responsibility, building balance. So no one is becoming the other person's like caretaker. Oh, they have this problem. We always need to take them into consideration and forgetting about ourselves. So it's about balance, not becoming codependent just because another person has a problem. And then we have a Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is disappointment, comes underneath Five of Wands. So what can we say about this? It seems to end in disappointment, like even though you did this the best you could. So we need to understand why. We have this beautiful Prince of Cups here. So it might be something with maturity, that one entity, I can feel this, that we want to be so understanding, but we will still be disappointed. Like one person wants to be understanding that this person is overly jealous or overly controlling or never wants to be controlled at all. But we still become disappointed when they are like this. And the other person knows that you don't want to trigger their phobia, but they still become disappointed when you do. So it might be this, but I will still take a Romance Angels Oracle card for you. So we have separation here. Sorry. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Well, we see signs of this in the reading, because Five of Wands is conflict, and Five of Cups is disappointment. It's like you're getting so disappointed on this lover that you want to separate from them. But it might be separation that's needed for you to practice, for example, to be less jealous or to let go of control, or to be able to leave a partner without breaking up with them. Because I'm not feeling like real breakup here. It's more like having your emotions but not letting them take over, control, deciding direction, using logic and reason to decide your future. So of course it might be that you're deciding with your logic that this is never going to work, I need to fix this on my own, we can be friends, and I'm letting you go. But I will read this Two of Wands card for you, so maybe we will understand better. I'm not saying that everyone here will separate, but it might be that you need to practice on separating from people and things. If you have like control issues and wants to keep everything for yourself, or not lose anyone or anything in your life, it might be that you need to practice on letting things go. Like if I want this person to be happy and we are really not happy because we are arguing all the time, I rather let you go. The World card is also about like being able to master something that's really difficult, and here being the bigger person, having self-control. So I'm going to read this Two of Wands for you, and this is the book's version. The fiery dynamic nature of Wands can find relationships difficult but also highly creative, just as the imposing hill figure of the Long Man of Wilmington in Sussex stands holding two staves apart, creating the image of a doorway. So the Two of Wands represent a doorway of possibility that is open when you use the tension of relationship creatively. Okay. This could mean exploring the energy and potential that a partnership holds, or it may involve holding two ideas, projects, or feelings side by side, allowing the relationship between them to unfold and open up new areas of possibility. The power of this process is symbolized when a high priestess, also number 2, and priest face each other in Wiccan ritual, and in Druidry by the image of a door or gateway. The Indo-European root for door is the same as the one for druid, the oak from which the word druid may derive. And whenever a druid enters a grove or stone circle, they acknowledging the power of the two forces that stand to either side of them at the entrance. So it's the black and the white, the goddess and the god, yin and yang. This card may suggest that although you are satisfied in having everything you need, you also long for more. Your hands are full, you possess both staffs, and yet in having them, you have created a doorway, and a part of you long to step through to explore a new world. You may be searching for a deeper meaning or contemplating taking a journey. You have full material life and now wish to explore the spiritual dimension. Sometimes I'm thinking people are also too resilient because they are being too grown up and trying to hold their emotions too much. And that will work for some time, like trying to be self-sufficient and trying to, be the bigger person and not steal unnecessary like attention or love from your partner. But in the end, that might make you more sad than ever. Because if we try to have leverage above our needs and actually live in starvation, it usually doesn't work, okay? You can try to endure, you can try to be the bigger person, but only for so long. We need to be loved for the people that we truly are, and we can't, then it might be better to separate, okay? So I'm going to take a card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. I guess this one. Fate in the process. So sometimes we need to say goodbye to something that we really, really want, because it's like die before you die. If you give up the most precious things because it really doesn't work, it might be that you free up some energy for the things that you really, truly want and need. So fate in the process. No matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such time, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limit and have no more personal resources, we might be left with only one spiritual power, that of fate. Fortunately, that is enough. And if you're hurting like this, and the one that should be really there for you isn't, sometimes that's answer enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful than the physical efforts of 1,000 men. That is because the invisible help is not limited by physical laws. It can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. It can affect, evoke, and influence situations through invisible but undeniable persuasive means. So it feels also a little like you have been trying to do it all along, all alone, without any help. So you're trying to be so stoic and trying to be so, like to not be a burden to the divine, not to the relationship, and not to anyone. But it makes your energy feel very lonely. So maybe you need to be less stoic and be less like good to be able to do everything on your own. Maybe it's time for a little bit of proof, both from the divine and from the people that you're with, that they actually are ready to carry you through some phases where you don't have to always be so grown up, okay? You're in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is no indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you are a part of a greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves to the greater plan, and that you are not separated from its genius. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in the grander scheme. So it also seems, I'm thinking that you might think that you need to live without something, that you have been so used to starvation that it's so easy for you to say goodbye, or it's so easy for you to come to the conclusion, okay, this person doesn't love me, or we need to separate, because you're so used to doing it all alone and being like without resources or without help. So this is like your go-to thing. Oh, so we break up. You don't love me enough. Maybe you need to do something in a different way. Just because things doesn't work, you don't have to give up on things. Because I don't see really a breakup. I see petty like arguments and disappointments, and someone trying to be very stoic and being in a lot of pain. But I'm thinking maybe your partner actually do want to help, like be of use. This is like a shield. This 3 cards feeling like a shield. So you need to use the shield instead of saying, well, I don't need a shield. Let all the arrows penetrate my skin. I don't need a shield. I can take this. No, you don't have to. Okay. Healing process. I now ask that all disappointing experience of the past that have led me to believe that life is not trustworthy, or that fate is a silly or immature way to deal with life, be released from my mind, body, and heart. I ask for help to accept that I can and will attract all that is needed into my life at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I ask to be empowered to absolutely receive all that can assist me with gratitude and without shame or guilt. In doing so, I dedicate myself to be a clear, loving, open channel for the flow of life. I know the benefit in doing so is not limited to me, but will flow so that life can benefit others through me. I trust in this now, through unconditional love, so be it. So you have completed your healing process. If needed, repeat the above prayer each day to help you boost your confidence that everything can and will sort itself out, whether you feel in control or not. In fact, it can do so more easily when you don't feel in control. And it's an interesting posture here, Taurus. If this is the truth, admit to it. Okay, ask for help. Also, maybe use a little bit more time of your day to prayer to like beg, send out prayers for this, what you want and what you need, instead of just giving up and being stoic. Yes, okay, abandon me again, leave me alone, it's fine, I will endure. So try to find another way through this time. Okay. So I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. I also want to invite you to my webpage, www.queenofcupstarot.se. And also welcome you to my mid-month August reading that I will perform in the beginning of August. Okay, so take really good care and have a wonderful summer. Bye-bye.